Right, guys, how we doing? It's Jake, or Jacob. Jake or Jacob, whichever one you want to call me. Jake the Snake. Jacob really doesn't rhyme with anything, but it is my real name. So, guys, I want to welcome you first and foremost to the channel. I want to welcome you back. I want to welcome you back to a video titled Rugby Player Reacts. I don't know if any of you actually expected that to ever happen again, but I did. You know, I put this name, I put this title, this video series that means a hell of a lot to me into retirement about 6 months ago for two reasons. The first was to take the pressure off of myself to create reaction-based content on my personal channel, which actually included all sorts of other stuff as well. I wanted to separate it, but I also wanted to test the waters. I wanted to see just how many of you guys would enjoy my reaction-based content enough to subscribe to another channel, and it seems 2,500 of you have. So at the moment, I've got a second channel. It's called Jake Reacts, and it's got 2,500 subs. And I want to say thank you so much to each and every one of you for giving me your support on both channels. But this moment had to come. And believe it or not, it wasn't my decision. It was Brad's decision. My man Brad Miller from Stateside. He actually was kind enough to reach out and send me something. He sent me this t-shirt. It's Tavon Austin, representing the wide receiver core of the West Virginia Mountaineers. And it's a team that, really, when I think about West Virginia, the only thing that comes to mind is that meme of the cat in the air, in the sky, actually, singing Take Me Home, Country Road. But that's not why we're here today. Brad Miller sent me this t-shirt. I thought that he'd want me to check out Tavon Austin, but I think he just knew that I appreciated Tavon Austin's skill, and so he wanted to give me a t-shirt with a name on it that I actually knew. But the player that he wants me to check out today is none other than Pat White. We're going to find out a few stats on Pat White. We're going to have a look at his story, and then we're going to have a look at a certain YouTube video that has been recommended specifically from Brad for me to watch. So guys, this video actually has taken some real doing to get, you know, to just be content enough with myself and with the direction that the channel's going and with the success of the channel to be back here in front of you guys representing the series. Like I said, that means so much to me, Rugby Player Reacts. So guys, thank you for being here. I hope my sincerity, I hope my gratitude has come through. And without further ado, it's about time that we change scenes here and have a quick look at Pat White. So Pat White, Patrick Christian White, born February 25th, 1986, is an American football coach now. 1986 is He's only 35, so he's got into it pretty damn early. And former quarterback. He was drafted by the Miami Dolphins in the second round of the 2009 NFL Draft. 2009. That's not even that long ago. 44th overall. He was also a baseball outfielder. He was drafted in the fourth round of the 2004 MLB Draft by the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, and in later rounds by the Reds, Cincinnati Reds in 2008, New York Yankees in 2009. But never played for those organizations except in instructional leagues. So he did give baseball a good crack, it seems. 6 foot tall, 6 foot even, 205 pounds, and played quarterback. As we saw before, 2009, round number 2, pick number 44. As a player, he played for the Dolphins, Miami Dolphins in 2009, the Virginia Destroyers in 2011, which is a United Football League team. Okay. Washington Redskins. Oh, forget I said that. Played for the Washington football team in 2013 and the Edmonton Eskimos in 2014. So that's quite a career. Spanning 5 years, he went from Miami to Virginia, back home, obviously, to Washington, and then over to Canada to play for Edmonton Eskimos. Right. Now as a coach, 2018, he started at Alcorn State, which is the college football team of the Alcorn State University, and they play in NCAA Division 1. quarterbacks coach. 2020, transferred to the South Florida Bulls football team, representing the University of South Florida. Began playing in 1997 and compete in the FBS, NCAA Division 1, as a running backs coach. So I see that. I actually look, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at the same picture you are, right? I'm looking at him here, 6 foot, not huge, not extremely heavy, but probably about the size and stature of a wide receiver. So when you think about a wide receiver type of player, 6 foot tall, 90 odd kg, playing quarterback, you think of someone like Michael Vick, which means that I'm assuming here, we all know what happens when you assume too often, that Pat White was a rushing quarterback, a dynamic quarterback, someone who could actually not only passing the ball, not only handing the ball off, but also rushing the ball. And that is exciting to me. So today, we're not actually going to focus on his NFL career. We're going to focus on his college football career, specifically with the West Virginia Mountaineers. So let's have a read. He passed up a career in affiliated baseball and a 6-figure salary with the Anaheim Angels to play college football. He began the season as a co-starter along with Adam Bednarik. Now that's a name I've heard before. He started his season out against Syracuse with 63 yards passing and 20 yards rushing. In the 35-7 victory over Wofford, he passed for 82 yards on 6 passes out of 10 and rushed for 107 yards and a score. 2 games in, he's already rushing for 100 yards. In the 31-19 victory over Maryland, White rushed for 62 yards on 9 carries. In the 2015 victory over ECU, White scored his first ever passing touchdown of his collegiate career and added 64 yards passing. 9 out of 11 attempts for 85 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 44 yards rushing. That's not bad at all, and that's just in his first 5 games. Right, that's 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008. He ended his senior season with career highs of 1,844 yards and 21 touchdowns on 180 of 274 passing, with 7 interceptions through the year and 974 yards rushing on 180 attempts for 8 touchdowns. Now that would rival many running backs in the league, many starting running backs, totaling 2,818 yards and 29 touchdowns on offense. He finished his career with 6,051 yards, 56 touchdowns passing, and 4,480 yards and 47 touchdowns rushing. What? He ran for 4,480 yards and scored 47 touchdowns as a quarterback. A total of 10,531 yards and 103 touchdowns over his career. He also finished his career 6th in the NCAA among the most career victories as a starting quarterback with 34 overall. Starting quarterback, 4 seasons, you're going to get a decent amount of wins, aren't you? In spite of his accomplishments, White was never an NCAA All-American and is not eligible for the College Football Hall of Fame. Is that because he never made an All-American team? Immortalize the players and coaches of college football that were voted first team All-American. That doesn't seem fair at all. Career rushing yards by quarterback. On January 1st, 2013, Denard Robinson of the University of Michigan surpassed White's career rushing yardage total. So up until 2013, he had the record for the most rushing yards by an NCAA quarterback in history. Robinson played the position of running back in games and accumulated rushing yards. Okay, so he cheated. Due to an NCAA rule, Robinson was given the career rushing record by 15 yards, even though he took handoffs at running back. White also had rushing yards as a running back when he took snaps from the Wildcat formation. Okay, interesting. I guess Pat White would have a leg to stand on if he hadn't have taken any snaps as a running back, but he did. So he's got a whole host of awards here during his college football career. Oh, okay, holy shit. And I don't even want to swear. Holy fudge. This man, this man is a West Virginia absolute legend. An absolute legend. And there is one set of stats here that we do have to check out just before we look at his highlights. And this is a stat that was actually brought to my attention by Brad. And he did say that he may well be the only college quarterback in history to enter 4 different bowl games and win all 4. And we're seeing the results from those right here. 38-35 in 2006 against Georgia. 38-35 again in 2007 against Georgia Tech. 48-28 win against Oklahoma in 2008. And 12 months later, in December 2008, in his final game of his college football career, he had a win against North Carolina. 31 points to 30. Well, guys, all I can say is respect. You know what I mean? Respect. He probably didn't have as much of a successful career, you could say, in the professional leagues as he might have liked. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. 6 foot, quarter of an inch. 4.55 seconds for the 40-yard dash. 4.42 seconds for the 20-yard shuttle. The 3-cone drill as a quarterback done in just over 7 seconds, 7.06. Vertical jump of 35 inches and a broad jump of 9'9". I'm not going to say he's the most athletic of quarterbacks. But as far as a prolific college career as a starter, I don't know if there'd be anyone better. Now, the next part of the video, the highlights. That's what we're here for. And before we get into it, guys, I'm going to take this opportunity to really enjoy this moment, because we're back into it. It is about a month until the preseason starts. And look, guys, to be honest, with all of this shit behind me, how could I not be inspired to create some more content for this YouTube channel? If I'm going to create a top 100 NFL players of 2021 series, you can bet your bottom dollar it's going to be on this channel. There's no way I'm going to waste all of that viewership that I appreciate so much on my other channel. So guys, if you subscribe to Jake Reacts, expect a whole heap of videos to come on that channel. But as far as the NFL Top 100 Players of 2021, those videos will be coming out on this channel very, very soon. So together, do a bit of ASMR. Open a can of bourbon. Have a few sips. And let's watch some Pat White. A running, dynamic, 6 foot, 93 kg quarterback from West Virginia. Let's go. Now, I don't know about the background music, but I have been recommended this video in particular by my man Brad because it shows in real time the full plays from start to finish without all these cuts and slow motion parts and you know, things like that. So thanks, Pat. Thanks to all you absolute legends watching with me, and let's have a look. All right, first look at Pat reminds me a lot of Lamar Jackson. I mean, that could be Lamar Jackson in college. You could have fooled me. The out and out speed. I don't know if it's a 4.3, but it's got to be a 4. Well, actually, no. What was it? 455, wasn't it? 455, and we saw all of that and more right there. $77 yards, 2005. Fakes it. Oh, fake the cameraman too. In fact, well, he probably would have faked me, but I knew what was happening. Get off me, son. He's not going to score, is he? He's not going to... Huh? Wowee. Now, for some reason, I don't know if it's the music, I don't know if it's the quality of footage, but this seems like it was back in the 80s. This was mid-2000s, mid to late 2000s, guys. Not long ago at all. Right. We've seen two touchdowns. He loves his long-range touchdowns. It's probably got something to do with the fact that he is the second highest rushing quarterback of all time. Actually, I want to check that before we go on. List of NCAA college football records. Rushing. Most rushing yards by a quarterback. All right, let's go of all time. Most rushing yards. We're looking for a Pat White. 4,480 yards. There he is, number 66, from 2005 to 2008. Now, this is any position. The 66th most rushing yards in history. Now, that's a quarterback among running backs. That's insane. That's very impressive. And there is one other thing I do want to mention here, just to, give him the respect he deserves. For his final regular season, I mean, he's an absolute legend, right? He's around those parts. But for White's final regular season game as a Mountaineer, at home against South Florida, West Virginia promoted a whiteout to honour his career. In his senior night performance, a 13-7 victory over South Florida, he passed for 141 yards and a touchdown and rushed for 40 yards on a snow-covered field to finish his career at West Virginia in front of 48,000 white-clad fans. The Mountaineers' lone touchdown in the win, White's pass, was the 100th career touchdown and credited him with the milestone of 10,000 career total yards. Prior to the game, Western Virginia University managers scraped out the number 5 in the middle of the field in snow and formed a 5 in the student section with t-shirts before it opened for fans. And I'm assuming it's because he was number 5, and that he was. Okay, let's continue.
And here's West Virginia.
Lamar
right
Jackson, I'm telling you. Look at that.
Nobody's going to get him. Touchdown, West Virginia.
Look at the crowd.
Big run for the Mountaineers of 69 yards.
So, 2005, first year in the league. Feeling a few Cam Newton vibes here, to be honest. In fact, I'm actually thinking Cam Newton and Pat White probably played at least in the same year, if not against each other. He loves his wee, off to the left or right, fake your hand off to your running back and slice through. You don't want to give him too much space.
Drive, third quarter.
Fakes it.
White straight up
takes the gap, bang off the left.
20,
Laters.
10, put 6 on the board for West Virginia. A 40-yard run by Patrick White. And the lead goes to 23-14.
Tell you what, this video was made in 2009 at the finish of Pat White's career. Instantly, actually. He'd finished his college football career and this video was made. This was made 12 years ago, guys.
Second down.
Great editing. I'm looking at the text come up. I'm like, where did this guy edit this? iMovie? Movie Maker? Who knows?
5 at the 32 of Syracuse. Look at White. Look at this. 20.
Look at this.
10. See you. Touchdown.
Who needs a running back?
West Virginia, Patrick White. His third rushing touchdown today.
What? Okay, well, we've only seen one, but obviously the most impressive of the 3. But 3 rushing touchdowns in a night.
32 yards. And the Mountaineers have a 30-14
West
lead.
Virginia versus Syracuse. Live on ESPN.
Which has held them to 2 field goals so far in the game. Slayton will make that White on the fake, and White is gone.
Go White.
Inside the 20. Touchdown.
He looks.
Virginia.
He's definitely got pretty elite speed, but 4.55 is 4.55.
On its first play of this drive, and a great ball
It's not going to be the fastest.
fake by Patrick White.
But then in saying that, a lot of these runs at the combine, they've probably got a good half a second, maybe 0.6, 0.7 of a second left in them. They've only got two opportunities to run at a time. So I'm going to call them 4.5 flat.
This Pitt team. White. Toe
Go
looks
White.
okay. Gets around the corner, has a crease. Pat White. Gone.
And White on the West Virginia touchdown.
Limping out of the field and then sprinting in the end zone 64 yards.
Mississippi State.
Virginia and Mississippi
Mississippi State. It's Pat White.
On the 50.
Takes off.
At the
breaks a couple
40.
Tackles.
And the 30.
And then he dives in for a 46-yard touchdown. Steve Slayton, his teammate, tacked on 185 more on the ground. Mountaineers would be.
He's too good. He's too fast. He was before his time. He was Lamar Jackson 10 years earlier. That's what he was. Nice wee in and out cut there. He's got the pace to burn, and that's Pat White for you.
I think they were
breaks a tackle and he's gone.
Steve having the ball in his hand, and I kind of snuck all around the side
and there he is now.
And get some good blocks downfield and took it to the house.
Patrick White on the opening play of the game.
Shot Pat.
The handoff and ran 64 yards for the touchdown. Snap back to Pat. Pat sets his feet. He's in trouble.
Oh, finally a fake pass.
He's going to scoot out of there. Here he comes. 45.
I'll see you later.
35
Blocker's got to do his job. Does it quite well. He's got someone else with him. Didn't need him. And he's in for a 50-yard TD.
My role was on the
Hey! I know what your role was. My man.
and I was jumping up and down for joy because that little man was running. I'll tell you what, it's sometimes you just got to sit down and watch in amazement and
appreciate the greatness.
Enjoy on that play.
Definitely got a nice step. Could have played receiver, could have played running back.
Relieved that game was over and we came out on top.
2008, senior year. Go boy. I saw a guy called Daniel Jones do that, and Mac Jones. Straight up the middle. Tell you what, if the blockers are doing their job,
10, another touchdown. That's 91.
you've got a running game going. You've got a passing game going. Those lanes are going to open up. Okay, that's the first one we've seen where he just runs without a fake. Almost as if he was a running back.
This is a team that was 5-2. Beat South Florida and has since lost 3 in a row. And now in danger of missing the bowl for the second straight year.
Lovely block by his leading man there. Normally I'd look at that play and I'd think, yeah, the quarterback pretty much did it himself. But at the end of the day, once you watch the game of American football long enough, you're not only just looking at the person with the ball. I mean, there's so many other players doing so many other different jobs at the same time that all accumulate to a move like that happening. I mean, yeah, look, I couldn't tell you what was happening at the top of the field, but down the bottom of the field, that running back or wide receiver, I'm not sure exactly who it was, but they made way for that touchdown to be scored. Jeez, this is Lamar Jackson. Has he got the pace? Tell you what. You got to love a bit of this, right? Bang, bang. Laters. Lovely. Almost got caught. What do we got now?
It's my life. I love it. I love it.
Yes, boy. I love it too. Okay, so this must be the 5 that they etched into the ground, into the snow, for his final game for the Mountaineers. And I'm not even considering how hard it would be to actually play in snow. Are we going to see it? Oh, we're not going to see a play. I would have loved to see one play from that final game. But at the very least, we're all here to say thanks, Pat, for all the thrills and the memories. All the good times and the bad. Best of luck. And thanks to the NFL Films for the cool music. You know what I feel like right now? I feel like a news reporter reading the teleprompter. But it's going too slow. And to ESPN, CBS, Fox, ABC, and everyone else who made the video possible. Thank you, and good night. Now, seriously, guys, thank you. Thank you for that. Brad, I want to say another big thank you for the T-shirt, the recommendation. Pat White, it's another name, another player in the head. You know what I mean? If anyone does mention West Virginia and they want to talk stats, well, I'll talk stats. So, guys, thank you for watching. I've got to go. I've got to edit this video and get it up today. Today is the 23rd of July. Many of you will see this on the night of the 22nd. I've got a gig tonight. We're going to go see a rock band at a local pub here in Christchurch. And it's going to be a good night. So cheers, guys. Thank you for watching, and peace out.